Welcome to the yoga mat today as we bring our hands to prayer position at our heart center, setting an intention for the day. Breathing in as we take our arms overhead and putting them behind our back, leaning the chest and pushing the stomach forward, dropping the head back. So we've got this curve through the spine. And then walking the hands forward, folding the upper body over the legs, curving the spine in the opposite direction. And then gently pushing up, bringing the feet in the other opposite way. And then taking the hands behind the hips, pushing the chest and stomach forward again. Arching the back. And then walking the hands forward, melting the upper body over the legs. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Gently rising, coming over onto your knees and hands in tabletop, ready for some cat-cows. Dropping the head back, taking the hips to the heels, and then arching the back as we bring the body weight forward into cat. Dropping the chest and stomach and bottom to heel. And then looking between our legs into cat pose. One more time, cow pose. Shifting the body weight back and then pulling the body forward into cat pose. Taking the left arm towards the ceiling and then threading it through the gap underneath the right side of the body. Inhaling as we take the arm high, exhaling as we thread it through. One more time. Lifting and threading, and then walking the right hand out long. Breathing deeply as we get this beautiful twist through the spine. Keeping our hips high and our legs bent. And just directing your focus to your breath. And placing the right hand beside the face, pushing the body up, taking the right hand towards the ceiling this time, threading it through underneath the left side of the body. Inhaling as we rise, exhaling as we thread it through. One more time. Inhaling, exhaling. Taking the left arm out long this time. Again, breathing deeply. Using this time to find some peace and serenity as we use the left hand to push the body back up and then walking the hands forward, coming into puppy dog pose, resting the forehead on the mat, and pushing the chest and the stomach towards the earth or towards the thighs. Palms are face down, and you should be able to feel the fingertips pressing through as we push back into downward facing dog, pushing the heels towards the earth. Coming into high plank, bracing the core, pushing back into downward facing dog. Shifting forward into plank. Bringing the right foot between the hands and then lifting the arms up above head into warrior one. Pivoting the back foot, coming into warrior two. Getting the arms parallel with the mat, flipping the front palm, reverse warrior. As our left arm runs down our left leg, right arm overhead. And then bringing the right arm to rest on the right leg for side angle pose. Left arm goes long. Back to warrior two. Windmilling the arms and framing the front foot, pushing the pelvis towards the earth. And then kicking the right foot back to meet the left in downward facing dog. High plank. Slowly lowering the body to the mat, untucking the toes. Pushing up onto our forearms as we use them to pull the upper body forward. Remembering to breathe. Gently lowering the upper body, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. High plank. Downward facing dog. High plank, and this time bringing the left foot between the hands, raising the arms up into warrior one, pivoting the back foot, coming into warrior two, flipping the front palm, reverse warrior, and then resting the left elbow on the left leg as the right arm comes up overhead, side angle pose. Back into warrior two. Framing the front foot, dropping the hips towards the earth for a low lunge, and then kicking the left foot back into downward dog. High plank, and then gently lowering the body to the earth, untucking the toes, Sphinx pose as we come up onto our forearms. Relaxing the legs. Gently lowering the upper body, pushing up into downward facing dog. High plank. Downward facing dog. High plank. And then bringing the right foot between the hands. Warrior one. Twisting the back foot into warrior two. Flipping the front palm, reverse warrior. Placing the right elbow on the right leg, left arm overhead, side angle pose. And then taking the left arm behind the back and right arm under the leg, interlacing the fingers at the back. Should feel a stretch through that right leg. Back to side angle pose. Warrior two. And then framing that front foot, pushing the pelvis towards the mat. Taking the right foot back to meet the left in downward dog. High plank, and then slowly lowering the body to the earth. Untucking the toes, coming back up onto the forearms. Pushing back into downward facing dog. And do the same thing on the other side now. Shifting the weight forward into high plank. Pushing back into downward dog. Coming forward into high plank and bringing the left foot between the hands. Coming into warrior one. Turning the back foot, warrior two. Flipping the front palm, reverse warrior. And then placing the left elbow on the left leg, side angle pose. I'm going to take that right hand and bring it behind the back to meet the left hand as it comes under the left thigh. Left hamstring, I should say. Side angle pose. Warrior two. Framing the front foot and pushing the pelvis towards the mat. And then kicking the left foot back with the right in downward facing dog. High plank. Slowly lowering the body to the mat, untucking the toes, Sphinx pose as we come up onto our forearms, pulling the body forward, making sure our fingertips are spread wide. Pushing back into downward facing dog. Walking the feet between the hands now. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Big deep breath in, taking our arms above our head and then bringing them to heart center. Dropping down into chair pose as we take our arms high. Raising to a standing position and then sinking back to chair pose. We're just going to swing the arms down the side of our body, building that beautiful energy up. One more time. Rising to a standing position, wrapping the left leg around the right and then the left arm around the right arm, coming into eagle pose. Dropping the hips towards the mat. Gently rising, taking the left leg back and then the arms out to the side for plain pose. Trying to get the body parallel with the mat if you can. Gently rising, bringing that left knee up in front and parallel, and using the right hand to gently pull the right knee towards the body as you turn the left arm and open up the chest towards the left. Hugging the knee in towards the chest and then placing the left foot down to meet the right. Right leg wraps around the left now and the right arm wraps around the left arm as we sit down into our eagle pose on the other side. Maintaining focus and then gently standing, taking the right leg back, arms out to the side, airplane pose. And then gently bringing the right knee up and forward, using the left hand on the outside of the right leg and the right arm to twist the upper body around to the right. Hugging that knee in towards the chest and then placing it on the ground next to the left foot. Big deep breath in, forward fold, stepping back into downward facing dog. High plank, and then gently lowering the body, untucking the toes, coming up onto the forearms, pulling the body forward again, and connecting the physical body with the earth, feeling that energy come through all the connection points that are connected to the mat right now. Pressing up, we're going to take the knees and bring them together for a child's pose as our arms run down the side of our legs and our hands rest gently on our feet. Our bottom is sitting comfortably on our heels. Eyes are closed if that feels good for you. And then coming over to our side, we're going to press down through our right elbow and our right knee, dropping the hips and then raising them up. About 5 times each side. And then holding at the top on the 5th. Changing over to the left side now, pushing down through the left knee and left elbow, dropping the hips and then raising. Inhaling, exhaling. Holding on the 5th, taking the right arm towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to work the abs here as we do a dip with our arms, taking the legs long out in front and then bringing the knees towards the chest as we rise. And then gently lowering the upper body to the mat. Bringing the heels in towards the bottom as we push through the feet, lifting the hips and then dropping the bottom towards the mat. Lifting and lowering. Again, lifting, squeezing, and then lowering back down. Great job. Hugging the knees in towards the chest again. And then letting the knees fall out to the side. Arms are straight, opening up the hips. And just relaxing the body. Starting to wind down the practice now. And then taking the knees from one side to the other, to the left, to the right. And then taking the legs long, coming into Savasana. I'm going to be here for about 4 or 5 minutes. So I really want you to focus on finding that peace and serenity today. Letting go of any stress or tension you might be feeling. Letting go of any anxiety or anything else that's not serving you right now. And just go within. Go within and give yourself permission to be one with your physical self, your mental self, your spiritual self. And let's come from a place of gratitude for where you are in life right now, for your health, for your relationships, for your career, for your family. Where can you seek gratitude in your everyday life? And just let that gratitude fold over you like a nice, warm, cozy blanket. And know that everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to work out. You have everything you need inside of you to live a vibrant life. And to live a life of peace and love and joy and blissfulness. Start bringing some movement back into the body now. Maybe giving yourself a hug, being grateful for yourself as well. And then rolling over to one side before gently pushing up into a seated position. Closing down the eyes. Breathing in. Bringing our hands together at our third eye. May we have kind and loving thoughts today. As we lower them to our lips, may we speak kind and loving words today. As we lower them to our heart, may we have kind and loving intentions today. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Namaste.